Hello everyone, and this is a new series that I am kind of trying out. I've had a lot of people more interested in like how I do sewing, and it's not something I can really show off in my smaller stitch and dish videos. Those aren't going away, don't worry. I have plenty of things to dish on, but this is more just like a little look into how I make things, how those work and everything. So the one that I'm making here, this is part 1. I'm making Slowpoke, Slowbro, and Slowking, and also a Palm Slowpoke. That is my current commissions that I'm working on. So the way I do patterning is, I've been sewing since like, oh gosh, for like 15, 16 years now. So when I first started sewing, Etsy wasn't around really. I mean, I think it had just started, but it wasn't really much of a thing. The internet was still kind of unknown. It was just like nerds and geeks on the internet, really. It wasn't as mainstream as it is now. And so there was a lot less resources. There were some resources, but it was mostly things that like we creators made. So there wasn't too many plush makers back then. And most of us were kind of just figuring it out on our own. So I don't have a lot of the standard training that a lot of other people do. Like it wasn't until, oh gosh, after I was in college that I finally like, gosh, when was that? It was well after college. It was like I was working in GameStop and everything. And then I finally bought a pattern to kind of try and learn, because I was stuck in a rut and I wanted to just like advance myself. But before that point, I had just pretty much self-taught everything. I read some tutorials and stuff from friends. I made tutorials of my own. There's a really old tutorial from like 2008, 2009 on my DeviantArt account somewhere. But yeah, like we were just kind of palling around trying to figure out how to make things. So whenever I do sewing, how I pattern everything is very strange. It's something that I really need to work on evolving. It's something that I continuously work on evolving and everything. But generally when I'm sewing, I freehand a lot. So I will pretty much come up with patterns on the fly. I have an idea of what I want to make. I've been doing this so long, I know what basic shapes make most things. There's a few things that are more complicated, but generally I can eyeball something and know like, oh, I need to do this there and this there, and then I'll just go for it. So that's kind of what you'll see here. You'll see me like kind of drawing patterns on the fly. There's a moment in the video where I like look through various binders, and it's because I'm trying to find the Slowpoke pattern that I had made like ages ago, but unfortunately that pattern doesn't exist anymore. Like, I looked through all of them. I probably threw it away when I was cleaning out everything. So unfortunately I had to make a new one, and so I'm just kind of trying something different with that. It's a good opportunity for it. So that's what you'll see here with me drawing and everything. I'm working on all three kind of at the same time because they're all the same subject, so it'll be easier to go in parts. Like, these two need tails, this one needs a weird shell tail and it can wait for later. These two need ears, and things like that. So I'll do a little bit of that here. Pretty much the main thing that I get done in this video is the base. Pretty much the base that I build on. The way I kind of work on plush a lot is it's like almost modeling clay for me, where I have like the base and I just kind of work off of that. So I do that a lot. It's especially useful for the palm plush. At one point you'll see all the little baggies that I have, which is where I keep the palm plush patterns. Palm plush patterns I developed in like 2012 or 2013. It was a new style that I was kind of trying out. I made like a Lucky Cat plushie because I was wanting like something cute and little with beans in its like butt. And then I didn't quite like how it came out, but I liked how small and compact it was. And then I made a puppy cat kind of like in that same style, and I thought it was really cute. And then from there I just kept experimenting with it because I really liked the style. I really liked having something smaller to kind of be a companion piece to the bigger plush that I made. So it's what ended up happening with the palm plush line, and I've been using most of those same patterns since that time. I have recently started updating them. On my website you'll see that I go through different phases with the palm plush. Palm plush 1 started with me using the applique on my sewing machine to like do the outlines of the eyes. And then it went from that into me getting an embroidery machine and embroidering the eyes towards the very tail end of like that round of them. And then the second round, because I put those aside for the longest time. I started working on other things like convention work and stuff like that. So I put it aside for the longest time. And then in 2017, I just got inspired. I just started wanting to make them again. And I kind of took a more pop approach to those, you know, the little collectible figures. So I had like the bead eyes that I put on them, and it made them have a more uniform look. And that's kind of where I took that line then to make it look more like Pops. It worked out for a while, but then I felt really limited by it. When I had to make a few Palm Plush here recently, it really felt limiting, especially when I had to make the Protogen that I show off on my channel. It was really limiting to me, so I decided to try something different. And so I started getting more detailed. And because they're more detailed, I raised my prices on them, so that way I could feel compensated for the time that I'm taking to like evolve this line and everything. And I really like what I'm doing with it. I don't get to show off some of the others because I package them up too fast, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I should have showed that off on the channel. But I have a dinosaur Togekiss, and I have those on you can find them on any of my socials, like my Instagram and Twitter and everything. And so that's kind of where I was taking the line. I really liked how those came out. I felt really good about them, and the best thing is that they flowed out. Sometimes there's plush that I struggle with. I struggle getting it out, and that's when I know something's not working. So that's when I kind of try to like change up what I'm doing. So that way it's not so much of a blockage, and that way it flows more. And that's what I did with the Palm Plush, and it's working out really good now. So I feel like confident in calling that Palm Plush 3.0. You can see with the Slowpoke when I'm working on it, it has the embroidered eyes, and it's a little more detailed than what I've even done in like Generation 1 of the Palm Plush. So I feel really confident with that. I have made several different Slowpoke. I've never made Slowbro and Slowking. So I'm really excited to get these guys done, especially with their complex shell head. I plan on doing embroidery for the eyes, which is one reason I paused the video. Also, this video, it's going really fast right now, so you can't tell, but this was over like 3.5 hours of me sewing. By the end of it, you'll see me shaking my hand because my hand is just done. So I took a break there, took a shower, and went to bed after that. So I'll be working on part 2. I will do the embroidery for the shells, and then we'll get right back into it. I plan on doing this more. Let me know if this is a style of video that you like. I know a lot of people will do like speed paints. I can't do the drawings. I can do like eye drawings for the embroidery, and I could do like basic doodles. Like I've done doodles for a lot of my pens. I've done the drawings for like the stickers that I sell and everything. I just pay someone else to clean it out and color it for me because I am not good at all that. I should probably learn, especially with, you know, the current situation going on. I have like nothing but time, but I really want to catch up on orders first, and then I have some experiments I want to do. I've been playing the game Later Alligator, and I really want to make some of the characters from that because it's such a cute game. Go play that game if you haven't. So, you know, just different experiments and everything. So you'll get to see how I do as I go along with this. I really hope that they come out and they look more uniform and everything. I'm using the lighter pink because that's what like the current Slowpokes look like in Pokemon Go and in Sword and Shield. They're the lighter pink. At times they have been the darker pink, like in the anime they're a more darker pink at times, and sometimes a lighter pink. That is one issue with Pokemon. They change colors. There is no like color consistency. Even across the same generation there will be color discrepancies. Some of the more egregious examples are Hoppip has gone from red to pink. Quagsire has at various times like had just completely blue fins, and then it's had like white tipped, you know, hands and stuff. Wigglytuff is another one that's kind of changed a little bit over time, although that one's more like based on the Kid Sugimori art in the original games not being as detailed as they are now. And then there's like Gligar, and Gligar has been pink, he's been purple, he's been very deep purple. On Pokemon Platinum he is like a deep purple. So it really just depends on what color you want it to be. In Pokemon Crystal, I caught a shiny Krabby, and it was like a darker maroon and a light purple looking on the sprite on top and bottom. But in the more recent games, it's like it's two different colors that aren't the best. It's like tan and whatever. It's not great. And then oh gosh, what's the other one? There's a plenty of them. If you look through, they all change colors. The Nidoqueen line is another one. Sometimes they're like light blue, sometimes they're kind of weird teal. At one point they're a little greenish too to the blue. At some points they're dark blue. You just keep changing colors. Pokemon is very inconsistent about that. So usually if I make a Pokemon, I will either use the most recent like coloration, or I will ask. I don't keep up with the anime anymore, so I don't really know too much what they're doing on there as far as colors go, but I love the games, so I usually go based on the games and Pokemon Go, because that tends to be more what's the current thing. So I really hope you enjoyed this, and let me know if you like this format. I plan to do more of these, especially because people want to get that more inside look, and I would love to show off more of the inside look to kind of show my process and, you know, have people pick my brain if they want, and, you know, show that I make mistakes. In this video, I actually make a bad mistake. I'm sewing the one piece on, and I actually sew it to like two different bits. It's the part where I do a thumbs down. It's because I sewed the piece to two different areas. One of my first like commissions I did, I was making a Glaceon, and I accidentally sewed the ear to the front of the face instead of the side. It's so funny. I wish Photo Bucket wasn't crap now, because I have a lot of those photos in Photo Bucket, but like, good luck ever looking at them again because they have their huge watermark or whatever. I should pay like the fee one time to like harvest all my photos and then delete them or whatever. But I don't really want to bother. There's nothing too interesting on there anyway. But yeah, like, I make mistakes. You'll make mistakes. I say this a lot on Stitch and Dish, but you're going to make mistakes. I still make mistakes. You will still make mistakes. The important thing is you learn from them. You don't let them get you down. And also, you want to have like a plan for them too. So like, if you're going to make, like, if you're going somewhere, you want to plan, like, that's why I say, like, plan out so much time extra. So that way, like, if you get lost or something happens, you're still good. Like, when I was going down to Nashikon, and I hydroplaned on the interstate. Luckily, like, everything was fine. I didn't hit anyone. I just, like, foofed off onto the side of the road. But, it's still, like, it was time. It was time, and then I was, like, too scared to take the main roads after that because, I don't know. So I took, like, the back roads to get there so I could feel a little more safe. And, so it took, like, extra time, but because I had planned so much extra time, I actually got there almost right on time, and I still had time to sell that day, and I made back my costs. So, always plan. There will always be accidents, or always be things you didn't expect to happen. My dad always used to call it, you know, life comes at you fast moments. Probably after the Allstate logo, slogan, whatever. But, you know, life does come at you fast. Like, the situation now. It's crazy. I never expected this, especially making money, you know, my main money from conventions and everything, and they're all gone now. I couldn't have foreseen that even, like, 2 months before this happened. So, things are weird. Things will happen, and I'm very lucky that, like, I was able to have a successful convention before all this happened, and it's really taught me the importance of having a savings. Before, I was a little irresponsible, and I would, like, just push all my money into new products and new, like, fabric and everything, just everything for cons. And then when I went, I had, like, all this stuff. But now I'm starting to realize the importance of having a savings. Like, sometimes you won't be able to get all the latest and greatest things that you want, but if things don't go well, or worst comes to worst, you have that buffer, and it's really nice. It's all just part of growing up. No matter how old you are, you will always have some growing to do. So I hope to show that off with this series. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm not sure in the future if I will do voiceovers or if I will just, like, play music like some people do in their speed paints. I'll probably keep doing voiceovers because I have a lot to say about plushies and conventions and everything. And hopefully what I have learned by making my mistakes will help you guys, so that way you guys can make different mistakes and make better mistakes. So, thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoy this video format. Take care, everyone.